Hey everyone, good morning, good evening. So today I thought to come live um, because editing videos takes me a lot of time. So I thought to come live instead, and I've already discussed this in one of my long form videos that I'll be coming live from February onwards. So just wanted to try something new. Yeah, feels a bit weird. This is my first time coming live, and so yeah, it's a bit weird for sure. Well, in this video I thought to talk about, how we are living our lives, and or at least trying to. Hi. Wait. Hey there, I believe someone joined, but I can't see who joined. Hi there, I believe someone has joined, but oh, hi. I am doing good. How are you doing? How's it going? Hello, Deepika Wars. Hi. So today I thought to come live just to talk to you guys about your idea of living a good life, or your idea of living the best life that you can ever live. So hello, funny comedy wala. Hi, hi. Hello. Thank you so much for joining. So, and just so you guys know, we can speak in Hindi as well. मेरे को हिंदी में भी बात करनी आती है. It's just that so that my reach is not just restricted to India, it's also global. That's why I talk in English. But हम हिंदी में भी बात कर सकते हैं, ऐसा कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है. कहाँ से हो आप? आई लिव इन महाराष्ट्र. मैंने अभी तक अपना मैं कहाँ रह रही हूँ या मैंने अभी सिटी अभी तक यूट्यूब पे डिस्क्लोज नहीं किया है. आई एम फ्रॉम द नॉर्थ. आई वॉज born एंड brought up in the northern part of India, but currently I'm living in Maharashtra. आप कहाँ से हो? Where are you from? Oh, nice. I've been to Delhi quite a few times. So, guys, I wanted to talk to you today about um, what's your idea of living a good life? क्या करते हो आप? I have a job, so I'm currently working, and मेरे को काम करते करते काफ़ी टाइम हो गया, around 8 साल हो गए हैं. So yeah, I've been working for 8 years. महाराष्ट्र में कहाँ से? That is something that I don't really want to disclose yet, but yeah, it's Maharashtra. So anyway, I wanted to talk about, you know, the idea of a good life or the idea of living your best life. And I was actually thinking about it, like, for the entirety of my day to day, कि मैं क्या बोलूँगी लोगों से कि what is my own personal idea of living the best life. And for me personally, it's it's a balance of having freedom and feeling safe. For me personally, that's like, if I know that I'm free to do anything that I want in life, and but then at the same time I'm also feeling really safe while doing whatever it is that I want to do in life. You know, I feel safe with myself, I feel safe with people around me, I feel safe wherever I go. I have like created a safe space for myself. Like, for me personally, it's that. अगर YouTube पर आए हो तो शो करना पड़ेगा आपको. YouTube को टाइम दोगे तो YouTube आपको सब कुछ देगा. Of course, that is very true. I am trying to, hey, hello Kabir, hi. I am trying to dedicate time to YouTube as well. It gets hard sometimes. कभी कभी नहीं हो पाता है मेरे से. बहुत टाइम मैनेजमेंट करना पड़ता है, स्पेशली विद जॉब एंड everything. Like, when it comes to your daily life, it gets a bit difficult, but I'm trying my best. So yeah, that's very true. YouTube को time दोगे तो YouTube आपको देगा सब. I'm hoping. So yeah, today we are talking about what's your idea of living the best life. And for me personally, it's like, and especially at this stage in my life, at this point, for me personally, it's feeling free and feeling safe at the same time. So that's what would make my life really good, or close to best, I feel. But this is just me, like, saying this at this stage of life. Maybe it will change with time, I don't know. But yeah, this is what it is right now. मोस्टली लोग जॉब के साथ साथ यूट्यूब पर काम करते हैं. दैट्स वेरी ट्रू. क्या मैं आपको ज्वाइन कर सकता हूँ? फॉर नाउ, like, where you want to join me on my YouTube live? Not really right now. I want to stream on my own, so if that is okay with you. So yeah, I would love to know from you, like, what do you feel is, you know, a good life or the best life? Oh, thank you for subscribing, Funny Comedy Wala. That is really helpful for me. Thank you. So yeah, and when I say that, you know, feeling free and feeling safe, feeling free especially, that feels like a very bizarre concept, especially in today's world, is what I feel. आजकल के टाइम पे if we talk about freedom, it's very paradoxical, or maybe paradoxical is the wrong word. It's very ironic, not paradoxical. हेल्प चाहिए होगी बताना. For sure. It also depends on how we view freedom, you know. So yeah, there are a lot of perspectives to that, and I would really love to know your perspective on what's your idea of living a good life, or living the best life that you can live. Continue with that thought. Oh, the thought where it's ironic. uh Like we say we are free, but are we really? We and what does freedom really mean? It free will or freedom, what we seemingly think that it means is that we have the freedom to choose amongst options that we have, but then if you look at the pool of options that you have, even that is very limited, you know. So is it really freedom? Like if the pool of options that we have to choose from is limited, is a it's a set of limits. So yeah, that's where I feel that freedom in itself is like a very ironic concept, and there is always limits to freedom. So is it really true freedom if there are limits to something? So yeah, that's where my mind was going with freedom being ironic. What's your idea of living a good life? But I mean, there will always be limits. Hmm. That's true. Hmm. अगर आप हिंदी में लाइव करोगे तो बहुत कुछ कर सकते हो. हिंदी इंग्लिश दोनों है. It's like language is not a barrier, but I prefer English because I want my content to reach beyond India as well. I know, that's true. Yeah, that makes sense. Oh, responding to, but I mean, there will always be limits. Of course, there will be. But then again, that brings us to the question whether it's really freedom or not. बिकॉज अभी जो हम लाइफ जी रहे हैं वो भी बहुत ही दायरों में है. यू नो, कंज्यूमरिज्म हो गया आपका, कैपिटलिज्म हो गया. we're living according to those rules. So even if we choose to deny those rules, but those are still rules, and we can't function without those rules, especially the way we're living today. So is it really freedom? I wonder. सबको अच्छा लगना, आपने आपको तो हम अच्छे लगते ही हैं. योर नेम, आई हैव नॉट डिस्क्लोज्ड माई नेम येट ऑन YouTube. Like some things I have not disclosed, and that's probably because of, you know, feeling safe here. That would include my name, my location, which company do I work with, and apart from that, I think I have been pretty open about my age, and um yeah, that's it, just my age. uh, and also, yeah, like about my career, like how I have grown in my career, I did a video on that as well. So Bond, James Bond. True. ओके, डोंट वरी. थैंक यू फॉर अंडरस्टैंडिंग. बहुत लोग फिर पुशी हो जाते हैं यूट्यूब पे कि ऐसा वैसा, ये नहीं करना चाहिए, वो नहीं करना चाहिए, बट आई रियली अप्रिशिएट यू अंडरस्टैंडिंग व्हाई आई एम बीइंग प्राइवेट अबाउट सम थिंग्स. सो या, दैट्स हाउ इट इज. फनी कॉमेडी वाला, आप बताओ, व्हाट्स योर आइडिया ऑफ लिविंग अ गुड लाइफ? आई वुड रियली लव टू नो फ्रॉम यू. Kabir, how is it going with you if you are still here? What have you been up to? This week has been really busy for me, to be very honest, because of changing flats and then attending weddings and everything. पिछले 5 दिनों से मैं भागा दौड़ी कर रही हूँ बस, और मैं अब जाके फ्री हुई हूँ, और अभी भी ये लाइव करने के बाद भी आई हैव टू गो वर्क. मेरा ऑफिस का काम बचा है तो मुझे वो भी करना है. बट सिंस आई ऑलरेडी पोस्टेड ऑन यूट्यूब कि मैं आऊँगी लाइव 10:30 बजे के बाद, सो हियर आई एम. वरना मेरे को लग रहा था कि यार ऑफिस का भी काम बचा है, मुझे लाइव भी करना है, तो कैसे क्या मैनेज होगा. सो या बट स्टिल ट्राइंग टू मैनेज एवरीथिंग. I'm thinking of what a good life looks like for me, DBH. Yeah. I know it's a loaded question. It's a very heavy question. It can get very heavy if you start thinking about it. क्योंकि फिर you start like introspecting whether I am living that right now or not, and then it can very quickly turn into what's going wrong in my life right now. So like when I was thinking about this, I started going in the same direction कि यार अभी जो मैं लाइफ जी रही हूँ वो क्या अच्छी नहीं है क्या. तो मतलब क्या मिसिंग है मेरी लाइफ से राइट नाउ विच आई नीड टू हैव टू कॉल इट बेस्ट और कॉल इट गुड. तो या आई नो इट कैन बी लोडेड, बट देन आई रियलाइज दैट maybe it's never going to be best, or even if it would be, in that particular moment we would never really know that we are currently living our best life. So because we don't know what the future holds, it may hold like really good things, which it will, I'm sure, but then it may hold like really khatarnak challenges as well, so we never know. I have this one question, like life is full of uncertainty nowadays, like war is coming, stock market crashing, people getting laid off. How will be the future with the AI coming and all? Oh, that's a good question. That's a great question. So जैसे मैं अभी यही बात कर रही थी कि we can never really know if we are in the best phase of our life right now, because we don't really know what the future holds for us, right? अभी फ्यूचर में कुछ बहुत नेगेटिव चीज़ें हो गई तो we don't really have control over that. And like you say, like there are wars like almost always going on. Then inflation, stock market crashing, all those things, they keep happening every now and then. People getting laid off, man, that's like a challenge that has always persisted in IT, especially. Like people have always like gotten laid off for some reason. Companies do that. Companies can be very bizarre with people. With the AI coming and all, I honestly feel that with the on like when we'll become like cyborgs, like we are already kind of cyborgs. We already are so heavily reliant on technology, and we use technology on a daily basis. Like every passing minute of our lives we use technology, we use our phones, laptops. Some piece of technology is always there with us. So I feel that we have already become cyborgs, like cybernetic humans. With the AI coming, the first thing that I feel will happen is that like what we call art, that definition is completely going to change for like art. So yeah, and it may take a tumble for the worse, like art, technology, however, I don't know, like, if technology will improve with AI, like we will get technologically more advanced with AI in the future. I don't really know, because uh, honestly I feel that we are overusing technology already. Like some things that we should be able to do with our minds, we are just heavily relying on technology, and relying on technology where it's not really needed. So I don't know, maybe I'm biased, and maybe I'm negatively biased towards AI, if that makes any sense. So yeah, with the onset of AI, I think that like art will definitely go down the drain first of all. And then secondly, I don't know if there will be any originality left in people's thoughts, in people's work, in the way we use technology may become redundant, you know, after a certain point. And we'll just be using technology just, you know, just for the sake of it, and not because it's generating some value. I don't know. I don't really know. But I know this took like a very negative turn. However, I am still hopeful for my future, at least, because I know what I do in the present moment to make my future look bright. So, a lot of things are out of our control, especially, you know, the comment that mentioned, you know, wars happening, markets crashing, inflation, AI, all that stuff. We don't have control over those things. And so, to make our future bright, we can focus on the things which are in our control, like in our complete control for that matter. For example, how we use our mind, that is actually in our control. Then, you know, how are we taking care of our health in the long term? You know, are we really making ourselves fit enough to survive whatever challenges await us in the future? And what are we doing about our finances today to secure our future? So these things which are in our control, I think if we start focusing on that instead, rather than the things which are beyond our control, like the worldly stuff, I think we can set ourselves up for a much brighter future than we think. So I hope I was able to answer your question, Jito Joyce or Joyce. I don't know how to pronounce it. Sorry if I butchered the pronunciation. And now that I think about, you know, things that are in our control and us trying to improve those things, maybe that can also be us living our best life, you know? Why do we have to focus on an outcome, on a result? Why are we not focusing on what we are currently doing today? So if we are doing positive things today, which can be positive in like any sense, it can be positive. It's a positive thing if you want to work on a skill that you want to improve. It's a positive thing if you want to work on your health, or you know, work on something that is productive for you personally. And while we are working and not like have worked, I think the working part is also us living that best life. So I don't know, maybe. People who have joined this live, it would be great if you could let me know about, like, whatever you think of life. It doesn't have to be ideas of living a best life. It can be whatever. Health seems to be the first thing that comes to mind when I think of a good life. Yeah, that's true. Same here, actually. Health is very important. And like, I am at this stage of my life where the more I work on my health, the more I have started to fear, like, about the little things. ये भी मेरे साथ हो रहा है. Like, I am currently in that phase, and it doesn't have to be the same for everyone. I'm just sharing, like, my experience. कि आप जितना किसी एक चीज़ पे काम करते जाते हो, it becomes more and more dear to you. And then somehow you develop this fear as well, the fear of losing it by some means. तो मेरे साथ ये भी हो रहा है अभी. And I'm like, I have become very finicky about taking the right kind of multivitamins and soaking in the sun and whatnot, all these things, the little things, कि क्या खाना है क्या नहीं खाना है, ये सब चीज़ें. कभी कभी वो स्ट्रेसफुल हो जाता है, बट देन आई रिमाइंड माई सेल्फ कि दिस इज लाइक वेरी counter intuitive that you're working on your health, you're working on bettering your health, and then you start worrying about your health, which is actually like worrying too much and getting stressed out is actually not that great for your health. So yeah, it's weird in here. So people who have joined this live, like live, not live, sorry for that. People who have joined this live, I wanted to know, like, what are your thoughts generally on life? You don't have to, think of living the best life. Like, whatever it is that you want to share about your life currently, something going on in your life, something that excites you, something that scares you, or something that you're looking forward to, some goals you are working on, your dreams. So it just doesn't have to be like living the best life, but just something in general about life. If you want to share, I would really love to know. That's why I'm here. I, for one, am looking forward to becoming a better driver this year. So, last year I purchased a car, for people who don't know, and it's been really fun driving my car, and I feel really proud of myself for you know uh, getting something big from my hard-earned money, stuff like that. It makes you feel proud. But then, like, 4 or 5 months of driving, and I realized that I am starting to become a rash driver, and I really want to improve that about myself. I want to become more patient. I feel that मेरे में ना पेशेंस नहीं है when I'm driving. I drive too fast and I just want to like reach my destination. Maybe because the city traffic is like really annoying and I just don't want to be stuck in the city traffic. And that's why, like, city traffic can be a real test of patience, man, especially when you're on the wheel. uh, so yeah, this year I really want to become more patient when I'm on the road, especially in the city. um, and I want to be more forgiving, if that makes sense, especially to the idiots on the road. I just want to be like, okay, it's chill, jao bhaiya, niklo aap, pehle aap nikal jao. And not in like an angry way or a sarcastic way, but in like a very chill way. I want to be that person where I'm just chill. I gots to have no chill these days, especially when I'm driving, and that can be dangerous. So yeah, that's the one thing that I'm looking forward to this year, to improve my driving in the city. Is there something that you're looking forward to this year? I would love to know. How are you? I am good. How are you? So today we are talking about life in general, and you know, anything that um, anything that's going on in your life currently, anything that you are looking forward to this year, or any dreams you have, or any fears. Hello, hi Abhimanyu. So today we are talking about, life in general, anything that you are looking forward to this year, or uh, any dreams of yours, or any fears, any hopes. And we're also talking about what's your idea of living the best life. So I was just, oh, thank you. Same to you. Same to you. Happy New Year. So yeah, I was just talking to you all about, my idea of living the best life. And my idea of living the best life is basically feeling free and feeling safe at the same time. This is what my idea is, like, at this current phase of life where I'm at. What would you consider living the worst life? Oh, that's a great question, actually. Thank you for asking. I have lived the worst life, and trust me when I tell you this, the worst, like, phase that you can live in is when you doubt yourself and when you don't trust yourself. I think that is the worst, like, worst situation you can ever be in, where you're just constantly under self doubt, constantly under, having no respect for yourself, or having no respect for your own being. And I was there, I was in that phase, and I have never been in anything worse than that. So yeah, that's really bad. I don't wish that on my worst enemy. Minimum about your expectations from other people. Maybe one. That's also true. Having the least amount of expectations from other people, yeah, that's actually one way to live a very, very good life. Yeah, that's absolutely true. I completely agree with that. क्योंकि जब आप एक्सपेक्ट नहीं करोगे दूसरों से तो यू वोंट बी डिसअपॉइंटेड सो like there's the room for disappointment, it becomes very small. So and then you can like whatever expectations you tend to have from other people, if you give those things to yourself, I mean, that's amazing. I really like that answer. Thank you so much for sharing that. For me personally, my idea of a best life was, up until now, it was feeling free as well as feeling safe at the same time. That was my idea. But now that I think about the answer here, like the answers that people have given here, uh, I agree with you all. That's that's like very thoughtful of you guys. If you have any expectations from your loved ones, would you keep that in mind? Yeah, of course. Like, see, in every relationship, be it like a romantic relationship or be it like relationship with your family or your friends or whatever it is, like every relationship has a give and take. Like it's not a relationship if there's no give and take between two people. So even when it comes to like relationship with your mother or your father, like relationship with a parent, the primary give and take in that is, since you are a kid, you will expect some form of care from your parent, right? So there is always some expectation in every relationship that you are in, because relationship is all about give and take. So yeah, there are expectations, especially when there are like those people are like very close to you, like your loved ones. So of course, yes, I would keep those expectations in mind. And if those expectations are not being met for some reason, if that person who I'm expecting something from, that person is not able to meet those, um when I was like when I was in my 20s, I used to be mad at that person for not fulfilling my expectations. But now with time, I'm realizing that every person has their own capacity. You know, every person has their own mind, their own understanding. Not everyone can fulfill your expectations in the first place, even if they are very close to you. So with time, I am becoming like this forgive and forget kind of person कि भाई चलो expectation नहीं भी meet हो पा रही है तो कोई बात नहीं, it's okay, like I can fulfill that for myself. The primary decision taker in every family are elder ones. You consider them while making decision of your own. How can someone start some sort of side hustle? Like we are kind of stuck in 9 to 5. Also the salary loop. Do you have any idea? Okay, so to answer to answer Neuro Vanguard's question first, I'm not sure if it's a question, but I do agree that primary decision makers in every family are elder ones. But there's a catch to that. Recently, I read a quote that which said, uh, be kind to your parents. It's their first time living a life too. So, and one of my very close friends shared this quote with me. You know who you are. So, having said that, the elders that are in our family, they are living for the first time as well. It's their first time also living a life. And since it's their first time too, they can also make mistakes, right? So, not every decision that they'll take is going to be the right decision, because, and it's completely okay. It's like every human tends to make mistakes. That's why they're human. And so, yes, we need to consider like elders in mind. There is no disrespect to any elders, but it's okay if you question their decisions. It's completely okay, because they may be wrong. They may not be wrong in their own perspective, but they may be wrong from your perspective. So it's okay to question them, but yeah, not really disrespect them or not be mad at them or like angry at them, or show them that disrespect. That would be stupid. But yeah, uh, in especially in Indian families, most of the decision makers are elders, so I do agree with that. Okay, moving on to Jito Joy's question. How can someone start some sort of side hustle, like we are kind of stuck in 9 to 5? Also, the salary loop. Do you have any idea? So, to start any side hustle, the first thing that you need is time. You need to make time, because when we are in a 9 to 5, जब हम job कर रहे हैं, और like for I'll take my own example. मेरा job है, I don't live with my parents, I don't have a cook at home, I don't have anyone to take care of my laundry or take care of भाई घर सफाई करनी है, ये करना है, वो करना है. There is a house help that helps with the dishes and everything, बट शी डजेंट कुक फॉर मी. तो मुझे अपने लिए खाना भी बनाना है, मुझे अपना जॉब भी करना है, मुझे जिम भी जाना है, मुझे सारी चीज़ें देखनी है. तो टाइम का बहुत क्रंच रहता है, इवन मेरे पास भी. तो द फर्स्ट थिंग दैट यू नीड टू डू फॉर अ साइड हसल इज मेक टाइम. यू डोंट हैव टाइम निकालना नहीं है, टाइम बनाना है. तो आपको सबसे पहली बात तो रूटीन सेट करना पड़ेगा अपना, कि इतने से इतने बजे तक आप कोई काम करोगे. फिर एक टाइम स्लॉट आपको डेडिकेट करना पड़ेगा फॉर योर साइड हसल. तो पहली चीज़ तो टाइम है. दूसरी चीज़ है डेडिकेशन. ठीक है, डेडिकेशन एंड कमिटमेंट आई वुड से, कि अगर आपने कोई साइड हसल स्टार्ट भी कर दिया, अगर आप उस चीज़ को लेके कमिटेड नहीं हो, तो वो ना आप उसको कंटिन्यू नहीं कर पाओगे, लाइक for months on end. Sometimes you need to do things for years on end to like finally get results. And this is very true for side hustles. Side hustle में पैसा कमाना is very difficult. तो अगर आप फ्रीलांसिंग कर रहे हो या कुछ भी कर रहे हो एज अ साइड हसल, उसमें एकदम से आपको पैसा नहीं मिलेगा. पहले आपको बहुत अपना टाइम और एफर्ट डेडिकेट करना पड़ेगा, उसके बाद ही आप लाइक मे बी 1 साल, मे बी 2 साल, यू नेवर नो. तो वो 1 या 2 साल जब तक आपको रिजल्ट नहीं मिल रहा है, वहाँ पे गिव अप नहीं करना है, आपको करते रहना है आंख बंद करके. दैट इज हाउ कमिटेड यू हैव टू बी. You shouldn't like really stop just because you are not seeing results or you are not seeing like any benefits from that side hustle. तो ये बहुत फिजिकली इतना चैलेंजिंग नहीं है जितना ये मेंटली चैलेंजिंग है. इट्स लाइक अ मेंटल गेम आई वुड से. आई एम डूइंग यूट्यूब एज अ साइड हसल. मेरे से भी कभी कभी 1-2 वीक स्किप हो जाता है, मैं वीडियो नहीं डाल पाती हूँ, कभी 1 वीक में मैं रिकॉर्ड नहीं कर पाती हूँ, या फिर इतना काम रहता है कि मतलब नहीं हो पाता है मेरे से. बट आई ट्राई माई बेस्ट कि मैं वीकली एटलीस्ट एक वीडियो निकालूँ. अभी तक मेरा ये था, साल भर से यही चल रहा है. आई एम नॉट मोनेटाइज्ड येट, आई एम स्टिल डूइंग दिस फॉर अ ईयर. एंड नाउ इन 2026 आई हैव स्टार्टेड टू डू मोर लाइव्स, बिकॉज मेरे को लग रहा था कि आई वॉजंट यूटिलाइजिंग माई टाइम एफिशिएंटली. तो या फर्स्ट थिंग इज टाइम, सेकेंड थिंग इज कमिटमेंट और डेडिकेशन, एंड द थर्ड थिंग इज हाउ एफिशिएंट यू कैन बी. ठीक है, कि कितने कम टाइम में आप कितना ज़्यादा काम कर सकते हो. एंड ना वो बेसिकली प्रैक्टिस से ही आता है. द मोर यू वर्क ऑन योर साइड हसल, द मोर यू गेट टू नो कि अच्छा हाँ इस प्रोसेस को हम और एफिशिएंट बना सकते हैं. वो जैसे जैसे आप काम करोगे वैसे वैसे ही आपको समझ में आएगा. सो या these are some things that you need to be like aware of. So how are you making time for your side hustle? Secondly, how committed are you? And then thirdly, how efficient you can become with time with your side hustle. I hope I was able to answer your question. What if their decision doesn't agree with you? In fact, they are just opposite. What about being quiet or speaking up? So yeah, that is a very good question, Euro Vanguard. And honestly, मैं बहुत बार ऐसी situations में रह चुकी हूँ with my family कि उन लोगों का कुछ कहना था और मेरा बिल्कुल मानना नहीं था, क्योंकि हमारी सोच में डिफरेंस थी. लाइक एक तो एज गैप भी होता है, तो वो एल्डर्स की सोच अपने ज़माने की रहती है, हमारी सोच हमारे ज़माने की है. एंड टाइम्स हैव चेंज्ड. लाइक the times of the 70s and 80s and the time that we are living in now, there is a lot of difference in that time. So there are always differences of opinion. And what, like, the question, like, should we be quiet or should we speak up, that is a very good question actually, and it is very nuanced. तो वो डिपेंड करता है ऑन द सिचुएशन. ठीक है. कुछ लोगों से आप ना बहस नहीं कर सकते, स्पेशली विद एल्डर्स. सो फर्स्ट, like whether you should be quiet or whether you should speak up, it depends on the person that you are talking to. क्योंकि अगर आप, if you'll speak up and if the person in front of you, they are not ready to listen to you, it's just a waste of your energy. तो पहला तो यही होता है कि the situation that you are in and the person that you are talking to. And even if they don't want to listen, and even after that if you want to speak up, I would say speak up, क्योंकि खुद का पॉइंट रखना बहुत ज़रूरी है. बट हाँ, definitely you need to be wary of who you are talking to and what kind of situation or environment you are in, because if you are speaking up, it's very important that you are heard as well, right? They take your decision of yours on your behalf. Yeah, I totally understand that. And see, if your elders are taking a decision for you and if they think that that decision is the right decision for you, क्योंकि elders का ना हमेशा एक ये thinking रहता है कि वो जो भी decision ले रहे हैं वो experience के हिसाब से ले रहे हैं और वो हमेशा सही रहेगा उनका decision. लेकिन कई बार ऐसा होता है कि that's not true. तो उस केस में ना, if let's say an elder of your family is taking a career related decision on your behalf, ठीक है, सपोज ये बहुत ही कॉमन सी सिचुएशन है इन इंडिया वेयर एल्डर्स आर लाइक कि या तो हमारा बेटा इंजीनियर बनेगा या तो डॉक्टर बनेगा या बेटी इंजीनियर बनेगी डॉक्टर बनेगी, वो वाला सीन रहता है. एंड दे डोंट लेट द चाइल्ड परस्यू देयर ओन करियर. ये बहुत होता है. आई एम जस्ट टेकिंग दिस एज वन एग्जाम्पल. ओके, तो और एल्डर्स की रीजनिंग ये रहती है, कुछ ना कुछ रीजनिंग रहती है उस डिसीजन के पीछे. रीजनिंग ये रहती है कि जो इंजीनियरिंग का करियर है या डॉक्टरेट का करियर है वो मतलब सक्सेसफुल रहा है मार्केट में और वो सक्सेसफुल रहेगा. एंड दैट इज नॉट रॉन्ग रीजनिंग, राइट? तो एल्डर्स की भी रीजनिंग कहीं ना कहीं सही रहती है. तो इफ यू वांट टू deviate from the decision that that elder has made for you, let's say you want to pursue a different career, you don't want to do engineering or you don't want to become a doctor, let's say you want to become a social media influencer and your parents or your elders are like कि ये कैसा career choose कर रहे हो, तो उस केस में आपको पहली बात तो अपने एल्डर्स से बहस नहीं करनी है, क्योंकि आप बहस करोगे, बिन सर पैर की बात करोगे तो वो आपकी सुनेंगे नहीं. ठीक है, वो आपसे यही कहेंगे कि देखो करियर जो है वो यही अच्छा है, जो हम कह रहे हैं तो तुम वही करो. तो you need to come up with some really hard facts which prove to them that the decision that you are taking for yourself is the right decision for you. तो जब आप किसी भी बड़े इंसान से, किसी भी बुजुर्ग से जब फैक्ट्स के साथ बात करते हो तो वो आपकी सुनना शुरू करते हैं. तो abhi coming back to that example, if you want to become like a social media influencer, you need to show them the facts, or you need to come up with examples where social media influencing has been successful and has been able to get people a lot of money. तो जब आप वो फैक्ट्स और फिगर्स के साथ किसी भी एल्डर से अपना पॉइंट रखने जाओगे तो डेफिनेटली दे लिसन टू यू. Thinking and actually working on it is two different things. I'm not sure if I like get that, like I'm not sure if I'm understanding your last comment. Thinking and actually working on it is two different things. Thinking about what and working on what? They don't care about facts. Oh God. I'm not sure which situation you are in right now, and I'm pretty sure that it's a very difficult situation that you are dealing with. And I'm not asking you to share all of that in, you know, on this chat. I'm not asking you to share all that, but I do understand that this situation that you are in is such a, it's a tricky situation to navigate, and it's not easy being in your shoes. So I really understand that, and I really hope that you know, they do listen to you. Having said that, if you think that they are taking a decision which you are not okay with, I think you should speak up. क्योंकि फिर बाद में क्या होता है ना, वो आपके लिए वो डिसीजन ले लेंगे, जो भी डिसीजन वो लेना चाह रहे हैं, आप उनको मान भी लोगे, एंड फिर आगे चल के आप वो चीज़ रिग्रेट करोगे, या अपने पेरेंट्स के लिए या अपने एल्डर्स के लिए जो भी वो डिसीजन ले रहा है उसके लिए आप हमेशा मतलब एक वो होता है ना, रिजेंट करोगे उनको कि यार इनकी वजह से आज मैं इधर हूँ, या फिर इनकी वजह से आज मैं खुश नहीं हूँ, या तो वो ना रिग्रेट्स और रिजेंटमेंट वो आपके लिए ख़राब है, आपके एल्डर्स के लिए ख़राब नहीं है, वो आपके लिए ख़राब है इन द फ्यूचर. सो आई वुड से कि बात करो उनसे, एटलीस्ट आप अपना speak up. You need to speak up. If you think that the decision that they are making for you is not the decision that you want for yourself, speak up, and speak up again and again. Speak up with facts, speak up with whatever you're feeling. Just be honest with them. And one day I'm sure that they will listen to you. What about marriage? I'm kind of stuck in life, job, and other commitments. I don't feel like marrying, and I also don't meet new people regularly. How can someone who fear love get married to the unknown? Oh man, that is a loaded question, and that is a very good question actually. And I am on a very similar boat as you, I'll be very honest. I am also someone who is stuck in a lot of commitments. I won't say stuck, but I really like working on those commitments for myself, because those are the commitments that I have made to myself. So I really like working for myself, and you know, बहुत ही me, myself and I kind of person हूँ मैं. तो and even I don't want to get married like right now. If like I find someone who is like, who I really like and who we really connect with, like that's another issue. But for now I don't really want to get married. And yes, I also do not meet new people. So it's like I'm reading my own story through your comment. How can someone who fear love get married to the unknown? Iska pehla, like before I get into the answer of this, like I think you have answered this for yourself. Like, why do you fear love in the first place? That's the first thing that you need to figure out about yourself. Because I am also very fearful of receiving love. And it's an issue that I am also trying to figure out for myself. Whenever someone is affectionate towards me or cares for me, I tend to push them away. And why do I do that really? Because I fear love. And why do I fear love? It has been because of like many reasons. It's basically linked to childhood and all that stuff. Um, so the first thing that you need to um, be aware of is why do you fear love? Like, what's the reason behind you not wanting partnership in the future? Because trust me, partnership is a beautiful thing. Having someone for life who will support you whenever you need that support, and having someone for life who you can spend the rest of your life with, having someone for that company who can provide you company whenever you need it, that is a beautiful thing. So partnership is actually very beautiful when it's with the right person. So us not wanting to get married, it comes out of some kind of fear, like fear that maybe we won't be able to live our best life if we are married, or the fear of free, like our freedom will be taken away from us, or whatever fear it is, or the fear of love like you mentioned. So why is that fear in you in the first place? That's the one thing that you need to figure out. And then once you figure out why that fear exists in you, that's your time to overcome that fear. Once you overcome that fear, you become more open to possibilities. So it's all about opening yourself up to possibilities. So at this point, even I am very fearful of certain things, like fear of rejection, fear of being loved, fear of this, fear of that, blah blah blah. And I'm working on myself to find out why I am so fearful in the first place. And once I figure out why, I can work on overcoming that fear. And once I overcome that fear, I will become more open to new experiences in life. And I want to be more open. So, yeah, I think that's the route where we need to work. What do you think of losing interest in love just knowing the fear of abandonment? What do you think of losing interest in love just knowing the fear of abandonment? Good question. I do have a fear of being abandoned. I definitely have that fear. And I think everyone does. No one is immune to the fear of abandonment anymore, because like in our childhood, we have been maybe abandoned by a friend or by a parent or by someone, and that has left us, like that has left an imprint on us. And not just childhood, in like our recent, like teenage years or very recent years, like no one is permanent and people leave. That's just the bitter reality of things. And so, yeah, I feel that fear of abandonment is in everyone. But losing interest in being loved because of that fear of abandonment, I think that I have not reached that stage yet. I have not really lost interest in love. Uh, I still want to be loved, for sure. Um, or have I lost interest in love? I don't know. Man, this comment makes me think. This is making me think. I feel like I have YouTube premium content. Thank you so much. I'm just learning with you guys. Like, I'm reading your comments and that is making me think, that is making me wonder. And it's just like new neural connections are being made in my brain कि हाँ ऐसे भी तो सोच सकते हैं, ये भी तो हो सकता है. So it's a learning experience with you all. Thank you so much for that. I'm still thinking of, and I think like ये जो न्यूरो वैनगार्ड ने कमेंट किया है कि लूजिंग इंटरेस्ट इन लव बिकॉज ऑफ द फियर ऑफ अबैंडनमेंट, आई थिंक दैट आई एम गोइंग टू थिंक अबाउट इट लाइक फॉर द रेस्ट ऑफ माई नाइट टू नाइट, कि कहीं ऐसा तो नहीं हो गया है मेरे साथ. I don't know. Like, if you're asking me what do I think of losing interest in love because of fear of abandonment, like, I don't know. I would have to think about it. I'll think about it and I'll definitely let you know. I'm wondering, like, have you lost interest in love because of being abandoned by people? Like, I know I have been abandoned by many people in the past, but still, I want to be loved. I want like a loving relationship. I even hope for that for my future. So I've not really lost interest. So it just made me wonder whether you have lost interest. Do you want to ask your audience something? Yes, actually, I have been asking like my audience about their ideas on life or anything that they want to share, like any thoughts or any fears, hopes, dreams, or what's their idea of living the best life. So I have been asking my audience all these questions, and I have been like live for around 64 minutes now. So I have been asking that like since the last 64 minutes. And I have been getting like some really cool responses from people. So thank you so much for that. Would you make yourself busy or look for that love from other people? Face it or let it go? I have made myself too busy, I would say. And I brought this on myself. कि काम भी कर लें, ये भी कर लें, वो भी कर लें, YouTube भी कर लें, सब कर लें. Just to avoid being loved. Even though I want that for myself a lot, there is a fear of getting it as well, and that is why I try to avoid it at all costs. So it's a very push pull kind of relationship with love. Face it or let it go. Yeah, totally. I think like I do both. Would you make yourself busy? I do that, yes. Or look for that love from other people. I do that too, yes. So I do face it and then I let it go too. So it's very complicated. Like, I think like, when it comes to love, I am a very complicated person. And I think everyone is at some point in their lives. And I honestly, like, I'm being very honest with you guys here. I think that I don't really understand love at its core. Like, that concept, I think that it's I have not been able to decode that yet. You know, it feels like that for me. Like, what is love exactly? And I now that song is playing in my head, like, what is love? Baby, don't hurt me. Oh man. Like, I don't know what it is really. Like, maybe my understanding of love is fundamentally flawed, or whatever the world tells us about love is a lie. It can be either of the two things. So I am assuming that maybe my understanding of love is flawed as of now, and I need to mature more. Like, I need to live a little more. Like, I need to live more life to understand what love really is. I don't think I have been able to understand it well up until this point. That is why my relationship with love is so complicated. I want to get away from it as much as I can, but then I want it to as much as I can have it. So it's like that. Abhimanyu, do you want to tell something to us today? I would really love to know what's going on in your mind. What would you predict the trajectory of IT industry is gonna be? And if a fresher needs to make some good passive income realistically, what would it be? Not like some scam. Great question. Thank you so much for asking, Ram Siddharth. The trajectory of IT industry, I'm telling you, it has not changed in the past like 8 years that I have been working in the IT industry. It has not changed like a lot. But now with the, like, you know, with this AI thing that is overtaking all of us in so many ways, all the IT industries are now like trying to adopt AI in every possible way that they can. So the trajectory of IT industry for sure is going to be like, you have to be good with AI. And people who are good with AI will replace jobs of people who are not. So AI in itself will not replace jobs, by the way. Let me be very clear on that. Because we need human in the loop for AI to work, especially in IT industries. At least for the next 5 to 10 years. I'm telling you that, like, it's going to be a sure thing that we need a human in the loop. And so we cannot design systems which are operated by just AI. So when it comes to, you know, losing your jobs and stuff like that, AI is not going to take your jobs. In fact, like, the the ones who will take your jobs actually would be people who are actually really adept with AI, or people who are actually really good with AI. They are the ones you need to watch out for. So, future of IT, be good with AI. Like, and not just, you don't have to just blindly go for XYZ certifications in AI. You need to really know how it is being used. Like, you need to know use cases of AI in IT industries. So you can go for that, you can look for that. And also, like, in IT, the people who are really good at whatever it is that they do, they are always rewarded in IT industry. So even if, like, your core skill set is not AI, let's say it's coding, or let's say it's like anything, like, if, like, I believe I have made a video on cybersecurity as well. So let's say you are like really good with cybersecurity concepts or coding or whatever it is. If you are good at those things, if you are good at your core skill set, you will be a valuable person in IT. So you don't have to be good at just AI. You can be good, like really good at coding, and you will be in demand always. So, firstly, know about AI. Secondly, be good at whatever you're doing. Uh, and if a fresher needs to make some good passive income realistically, what would it be? Not like some scam. There are, like, I believe there are many ways to make passive income. Although, like, it really depends on your own interest. Like, how do you really want to make money? I am in IT and I'm trying to make passive income through YouTube. I am not there yet. I have been doing YouTube for a year now, more than a year, and I'm still not monetized. So, realistically, when you talk about realistic stuff, earning passive income, it comes with time. Even if you, like, invest your money in, let's say, SIPs or mutual funds or whatever it is, you need to give those funds a little bit time to grow. So realistically, passive income is not going to come to you as soon as you start working on it. You need to work on it consistently and then give it some time to grow. That's what I'm doing with YouTube. I have been doing YouTube for like over a year now. I'm not getting any income from it, but that doesn't stop me from keeping, you know, doing YouTube and making YouTube content. So passive income, it's slow. You need to give it time, you need to give it effort, and you need to have patience with it. And secondly, like, what's your interest basically? How do you want to earn passive income? Because there are a lot of ways to earn passive income. Pisces liberation. Maybe you love yourself more than anyone, which isn't bad at all. Yeah. Oh, thank you so much for saying that. They are getting into automation. Okay, let's not get into development and get into AI/ML. Yeah, definitely. For sure. I really like your comment, Pisces liberation. Maybe you love yourself more than anyone, which isn't bad at all. Because I really feel that. I really feel that I am getting to know myself really well with time, and I really like myself. Like sometimes I do kind of, you know, cringe at myself, but I think that's a part of loving yourself, that you do cringe at yourself at moments. So yeah, I really appreciate that. Thank you for catching that. So right now I am doing a 9 to 5 job, and at night whenever I get time I watch video editing tutorials and then try things on my own. And since everyone is talking about AI, I have also started watching automation classes because I don't want to stay in this 9 to 5 rat race. Yeah, I am learning and I want to generate a second income apart from my 9 to 5 job. That's great. That's actually really great. And I'm loving this for you, really. Yeah, that's awesome. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. So yeah, people here on live, they can take some inspiration. Like, yeah, we need to make time for these things, like I mentioned. And we need to, you know, put in the work first, especially when it comes to passive income. It can be a real test of patience, because you may not get results as soon as you start putting efforts. So you need to put a lot of efforts first, and then with time, once that fruit ripens, you can finally have a taste of that. So but till the time it ripens, you need to, you know, feed it, you need to water it, you need to take care of that plant that you are growing. It's just like that. So yeah, it's like planting seeds to grow a tree. Passive income, like that's what I know. That's a very realistic thing that I know about passive income. Like people say that you can earn off YouTube in a month or 2 months, but it takes a lot of work. It does take a lot of work, to be realistic. Thank you so much, Abhimanyu, for sharing your your like giving your inputs on the chat. I really appreciate that, and I really wish you all the best with, you know, your video editing and your automation classes and whatever it is that you want to achieve this year. I really wish you all the best for that, and like for everyone here in this live today. And I think that on that note, we can end our live today, if that's okay with you guys. Because, like I said, I have to go do my office work. My colleagues are waiting for me to finish some work that we have to give, like, by the end of day today. So, it's already like 12, and yeah, I think I should go and work now. Oh, Kabir, you're still here. Yeah, thank you so much for being here. Good night. And good night, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me today. And yeah, I'll see you soon, everyone. Yeah, thank you so much for joining. Take care. Bye bye.